Okay, this is an Atom clicker press. It's the model SE8. Uh, it's a three-phase machine, so that's what your power cord should look like. And um, this machine is really low amperage. It just runs a little oil pump, and the oil pump's only job is to lift the head. Um, Basically, you turn it on, the head lifts up, you hit these two buttons, and it comes down and crushes your uh, clicker die. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a clicker die at the moment, but I'm still going to demonstrate the machine, and you're going to get the idea of what it does pretty easily. This machine is a little top heavy, so I have a special pallet, which is a bit overbuilt, that you strap it down to the pallet, and then that prevents it from tipping over no matter where you're going as far as moving it. And then once you're done, I'll want the pallet back because I'm probably going to need it again in the future, and I'd hate to take another day and rebuild another one. So this clicker die is made for like shoe shops, hobbyists, that kind of thing. It can take basically a 12 by 11 and a half inch die and cover it fully. Not all dies need to be covered fully. It has a bigger table for that reason because you can use a small head to click a bigger die. But typically a machine like this, like I said, it's for piecework. So what people are doing is they are taking a small die and maybe using a big piece of leather, and they're trying to get that die as close as possible to the edge to utilize the material as much as possible. And so they're clicking successive patterns out of a single piece of leather and getting them really tight together so that there's no waste of the leather. This machine is fully operational. There's absolutely nothing wrong with any part of it. You've got your 3 rubber feet right here. I have it on blocks at the moment because I was trying to chase down all the parts that needed to be replaced, and getting it up a little bit off the floor helped me do that. There's fresh oil. The oil's been drained and replaced. It takes like 6 gallons of oil, so you probably don't want to do that again anytime soon. On this side of the machine is the pump switch. You don't mess with this. You just leave that on. And then on this side is the actual on switch. I'll turn it on in a second, but it's a little loud, so I'm going to finish talking first. Once you turn it on, the pump comes on. The pump, it's just a small pump. The amperage is really low. So what I found is, for a couple $100, Allied Electric sells a part which will convert 220 single phase, which is the same as like an oven or an electric water heater, right? Or electric oven, electric range, those sorts of things, electric dryer. That kind of amperage can be easily converted to 3-phase with that $200 part, and then you could use this without 3-phase. You do not want to get like a big 3-phase converter to run a machine like this, especially if you're going to run it for a long time. I think it's basically like a half horsepower. Most converters, phase converters, are built for much larger machines, and you can damage your phase converter if you used it on such a small machine as this. So I highly recommend you let me tell you what part to buy, and you wire it up, or I could do it if you needed me to. And what you do is you'd be able to plug it in using a regular, like I said, electric water heater type outlet. For certainly less than, say, an RV outlet. You wouldn't even need that much amperage. So the way it works, you turn it on, the pump goes on, it lifts the head. When you hit both buttons right here with your thumbs, then the head will come down. If you should break the contact with one of the buttons or both, before it should go all the way down, it will immediately stop, and the pump will engage, and it will pop back up again. If the power goes out while you're operating it, the head will come down. So you have to make sure that you get everything out of the way that you don't want in there, right? You don't put your hands under it when the power goes off. Okay, but you know, if you should get like a circuit breaker should trip or something, even the whole house loses power or whatever, then yeah, you want to get out of the way because it's going to come down. That's how it works. The pump only holds it up. When you hit the buttons, a solenoid releases the oil pressure so that the oil just gets pumped back into the reservoir, and that prevents the head from being held up. So it'll just drop at that point. So let's demonstrate the machine. You can hear the pump building speed, and then it should pop up. Hello? Oh, it already popped up. So then, if I want to, put a die in there. I'm sorry, I don't have a die right now. I've been very busy dealing with a ceiling leak, and so if you hit both buttons, it comes down, does your thing. Now watch if I just click them. You see how it knows that I'm potentially letting my hands off of the thing and possibly in the way. So immediately, as soon as I take my fingers off the buttons, it pops back up again. So normally you would hit all the way down. You can continue to hold the buttons, it doesn't matter. It will raise back up because the cycle has been completed. It's hit the bottom, right? So that's how it works. It seems to have been well taken care of. We repaired a couple of minor cosmetic things, like I think the electronic box over here was cracked. Maybe maybe a forklift hit it or whatever, but it was just the box, so I got a new box. I think one of the handle parts, and geez, I can't remember what I bought. And I think I put a new power cord on it, because the old power cord was hardwired. Right now I put a plug on the end of it. Of course, you can hardwire it too. That's okay, but you're going to want to have a breaker nearby in case you want to turn it off. So that pretty much concludes the demonstration there, as far as I can tell. If you have any questions, please contact me through the Craigslist ad. It's December 2nd, so 2022. So if it's much after that, it's probably been sold, but it'll be on Dallas Craigslist. Thank you.